I've always wanted a space that brings people together. I love hosting and I have people over every other month and I cook for them as well. So I wanted a home that could accommodate a bunch of people and also make them feel comfortable at the same time. I was also set on creating a balcony-like area because, I have a bunch of plants, and after seeing someone else do it, the idea just stuck in my head. When I was coming up with the design of the place, I had a mess of ideas in my head about how I wanted the space to look like. I envisioned something industrial yet bright, warm and laid back, and all with a bit of a grungy feel to it. My designers, Josh and Tui, helped to consolidate my ideas and made suggestions that made total sense for the space. We agreed that the space should be kept as bare as possible with little to no built-in carpentry, other than the kitchen, to keep within the budget and to allow me the freedom and the flexibility to fit the space however I wanted. This is my first home. I started searching as soon as I turned 35. I instantly fell in love with the layout, the view, and the neighborhood. I remember walking around the estate and noticing the combination of concrete and terracotta tiles on the walkways just beside my block. I instantly fell in love with this combination and decided on terracotta tiles for the entryway and the balcony, and then concrete for the rest of the house. I also loved the charm of old school window grills, the ones that you see at Tiong Bahru or Tanjung Pagar. So you use them for both the gate and the windows facing the corridor, to have that subtle sense of nostalgia. I'm also not a fan of enclosed spaces and wanted the space to be as open as possible. So we reduced the size of the spare room that was near the entryway, and we opened up the storeroom, installing open shelves to eliminate any dark corners where bugs could potentially gather. The only built-in feature in the living area is the concrete console running across the wall, which serves as the storage for my records and seats for my guests. There is also a load-bearing column which we couldn't remove. Though I initially wasn't a fan of it, the column ended up working really well by separating the living area from my workspace while also keeping the space open. So this light bulb was from Buster & Punch. I came across it a couple of years ago when I was in London, and I knew from that moment that I had to get it for my space. It looks amazing and I love just hanging by the light with a beer in hand.
Thanks for watching up till this point. If you love home tours, you'll know that creating a beautiful space isn't always cheap. Whether it's renovating a space or investing in key design pieces, planning your budget can be just as important as planning the design itself. It's a big decision to bring your interior design ideas to life, especially with the significant cost involved. Standard Chartered's Cash One personal loan offers one of the lowest interest rates in Singapore from 1.9% per annum, helping you to break down large costs into manageable monthly installments. Application is fast and you can get your cash instantly. The loan allows you to borrow up to $250,000 with flexible repayment terms between 1 to 5 years. And it's a straightforward process with no additional hidden fees. Applying is hassle-free and convenient. With a few clicks online, you could have your loan approved and your funds disbursed to your choice of bank account instantly, with no renovation quotation required. So we've seen how thoughtful design can help to transform spaces, and if you're planning your next big project, having flexible options can make all the difference. Do click on the link below to find out more.
At the end of the living space, we built a wall at an angle to separate the living area from the balcony, to let in as much light as possible and also to maintain the view. The balcony was something that I was just not going to compromise on, and I absolutely loved the space. I keep most of my plants on the balcony and it's one of my favorite spots. I spend quite a fair bit of time there, either whispering to my plants or just chilling with another beer in hand, taking in the night view, which is absolutely breathtaking. Oh, and in case you were wondering, it's a dry balcony, just we keep in line with the regulations. In demarcating a space for the balcony, we angled the wall as I figured that I would need more space in the living area to host my friends and less space for my work area. This allowed me to create a small nook for my work area, which actually turned out to be quite cozy. So I spent quite a lot of time planning the kitchen layout to fit my cooking needs. I didn't really like the overhead cupboards, and since I don't have much stuff to begin with, I decided to forgo them. We also raised the countertops slightly to avoid the backache while cooking, because I am slightly taller than everyone else. When the renovation began, we discovered a pipe that was hidden behind the cupboards. Originally, we planned to cover it up, but I didn't really want to sacrifice the counter space. Then my designers had a brilliant idea to leave it exposed and to paint it a bright color. We eventually settled on orange, and it turned out great. We even painted the exposed pipe in the common toilet the same color, and it just looks fantastic. I also chose these nostalgic aged subway tiles to line the backsplash, as it added a bit of visual texture but also doesn't stain very easily for practical reasons. I guess this color scheme in the kitchen really sets the tone for the rest of the space, with the wood and the orange and the green featured throughout my space. When I first viewed the space, I knew that I had to expand the bathroom, as it was just way too small and it definitely would not have been able to fit someone of my size. Therefore, we sacrificed some of the space in the bedroom to expand the master bathroom. There still isn't any bed frame in my master bedroom, as I was struggling to find a suitable one that I absolutely love. So the mattress is still going to stay in the floor in the time being until I find something a bit more exciting. I've been in the space for almost a year now, and it has been everything I've dreamt it would be. The place is almost like a bachelor pad, and it has been fantastic having my own space to just lounge or go crazy in. My friends also come over quite often, and I'm glad that they love the space as much as I do.